I am honored today to welcome Andries to the interview. Andries has 30 years of fitter and turner experience, hands on the tools. Andries has installed entire factories from start to finish, everything including the initial commissioning right through to management of output, management of the maintenance program, training staff, and handover as required. Some of Andrias's clients include FMCG giants L'Oreal, Colgate, Parmalat, large machinery, Komatsu, Siemens, mines, pharmaceuticals, FMCG, and construction. Andries is in a lot of diverse factories, 7 different factories, different environments, with hundreds of machines in total. And guess who can fix all of them, maintain all of them, train people, and operate all of them? That is Andries Lauter. Andries, welcome. I'm really glad to have you here today.
Thank you, Dad. All right. Good day. My name is Andries Lauter. I want to share with you a portfolio of my experience here in the few 30 years where I spent time here at the new company. On this, we can move to the next page. Okay, I was given this project as my first assignment here at Pardon Island, and this was the company Portland Ready Mix. You will see there's a lot of components. I was capable of assembling all the components together in this plant that was given to me. And on these pictures, you can see there's 2 cement Alcon silos, and as well screw conveyors, and as well as transferring conveyors. There was 4 systems. And we did a sub-assemblies for that. That was a ready mix plant. Next page. Here you will see the full assembly of the charging bins. This is the bins that's mostly the horizontal types, and with the inclined conveyor systems that also integrated with them together. Next page. Here as well, the same plant, you can see the pictures of the full factory in its final stages. Also the start and dry runs that we did so forth, and then we move it to the last stages where electrical wires was start getting into place. Next page. On this page, the project was accepted signed off by a Turkish technician. We work here as a team, like they always say, teamwork makes the dream work. So this project was one of my biggest accomplishments, and I will say that in my career. This is at Unique Engineering. My involvement there was to oversee the whole manufacturing processes, the training processes as well. That was given to me, and the standards was to 9001 to 2008 specifications. We successfully passed all these SAB audits, and thousands of these parts was manufactured in this manufacturing workshop, and also the QA was done also on a daily basis. We manufactured mostly these parts for the Siemens industry, for Transnet industry, and then for Bombardier as well. Next page. On this slide, this is at Mawele Metalworks. They specialize in welding projects, and they completed it for more companies like the McDonald's Group, Oliver Tambo National Airport here in South Africa, and then the gas stations for Celtic, Sasol, Shell, and like Engine. Next stage. This is allowed there by Mawele Metalworks. I was employed to restructure the company. I achieved this in a period of 6 months by increasing and improving the whole production flow. So what I did is I reduced the IOD factors, that the meaning is injury on duty. So, and then I put in KPIs, key performance KPIs in place. And then also as well, I helped them to enforce the health and safety aspects, the PPE with the protocol. Then also in line with that, I refurbished their plasma cutting machines, all the way the parts was outsourced. They get support from suppliers outside, but with the time when I refurbished the machine, everything was made in-house, and it saved them a lot of money. Next page. On this slide, you can see also the different steel erectors. It varies from 6 to 50 meters. They were mostly customized, different regions in the country as well. Mostly made for the mall sections like East Rand Mall, Polokwane malls. And then also there was a need for our banks here in South Africa, the Standard Bank, First National Banks, and there was a project like Kimberley Clark and Kimberley University that we also manufactured. So the list was endless on that side. Next page. This is at Unique Engineering. Here the pumps that was manufactured was 100% South African made and developed. This was on the left hand side, you will notice there's an orange DD 25 to 50 double prime pump, mostly developed for the mine industry, like Impala Platts, Anglo-American, and there's a robust type of pneumatic pump. And then also on the right hand side, top to the bottom, it was our Eco range that was developed for the agricultural industry and also as well for the mine industry. Next page. This picture you will see, this is a universal high-speed labeling machine that was part of the development also of a part of machines. The machines was complicated by setting, but a lot of need of settings was done. But on the universal labeling machines that we built for companies such as Coca-Cola, we made for Colgate, Reckitt Benckises, and we manufactured and installed. We did a commissioning as well, the training, and we had our technical side where we help the customers on daily basis or weekly basis. Next page. This is a pic where this is also one of the 618 line fillers. There was a versatile of different kind of fillers. It depends on the demand from customer size. Mostly customized. Everything made out of stainless steel, food grade, and also the demand was such, and yeah, the product was endless. There was a lot of them in lines. Next page. In the left corner, the top, there's a 1 meter electro bending machine that was developed and fabricated at Unique Engineering. I oversee the whole entire process. This machine was mostly manufactured for schools locally, and then there was the types of the 2.5, the 3 meters, where we built mostly for your international markets like China and Australia. And then if we go down to the middle section, there's blasting barricades that we manufacture also as well for the mines, Anglo-American as well as Sasol. And then section where we manufacture these pantos for the field for Transnet, Exaro, and also Bombardier. And the nice thing of this is there was a development where I was involved, where we developed a DD assembly system that create the fact that you don't have a lot of replacements of pantos in the field. So there was a more long lasting life for the panto. Next page. Here I was overseeing the whole training processes, the sandblasting, the painting processes, the plating department, while I also was running a day and night shift in that time. And what parts was mostly manufactured also for Transnet, and parts went to Australia. Next page. This company is at Sangengalo Marble and Granite. This was a stone industry where I worked, and my key responsibilities also was to maintain and repair the machinery on the floor. I did maintenance on the machines and replacing motors, replacing bearings, replacing sliding beds, and also hydraulic parts. Next slide. I'm a hands-on person here, and the settings of machines was also part of the priorities of my daily task, and I prepare the machines for the operations through the day. Next task. This as well by Sangengalo. This was the new installation of the water flow bins. And then I did in the middle section the upgrade of the new watering systems to improve the watering flow levels for the factory plant. And then on the right hand side, the restructure of the whole factory to reduce the system. So it's a whole improvement. Next slide. On this slide, I complete the 25-meter roofing structural and complete the middle section, the roof as well. This is basically to save the company money for not sourcing out subcontracting. On the right-hand corner below is I also restructured the compressor room for them. Next slide. This was a very interesting project that we fabricate and manufacture for the Maldives. This was actually in a short period of time. The kind of craftsmanship, the detail work that went into this project was magnificent, but we managed to be able to get everything according to the specifications. And I must say the team, everybody was great. So we did it with a great team at the end of the day. Next slide. Okay, this is a 12-meter kitchen top for a fast food outlet like Nando's. And you will see it there on the right-hand side. It's quite a long distance, also customized, and then was also like McDonald's group. We manufacture for them similar items. And then on the right hand to the down below, this is reception desk that we was fully crafted, time consuming, but a lot of detail in it. And also, if you can maybe notice on the sides of the side claddings, there was copper strips inlined, but a very interesting project. Next slide. This was a 2-year project that was given to me at that time. I was successfully completed this house diggle project in the time given. In the left-hand side, there's a bathroom with cladding, very expensive materials that was used as onyx, also time-consuming on the manufacturing processes, a lot of detail. And then in the middle sections, also the side wallings on the building. We did the complete of the sections of the kitchen units and also the staircase units. Mostly sandstone was used in what we bring in from India. And then further-wise, if you want to get some more information, you can Google it onto the mail below or below top, and it can show you more information on the project. Then this is my last page on this summary up for the 30 years of what I'm capable of doing. And I can offer my new employers this basically in New Zealand, and so they can see where's my kind of strengths and what I'm capable of doing. Thank you very much.
Andries, that is amazing review. I'm really glad to see that. It looks like you just keep going. We already have done a photo portfolio before, and I thought, well, you've certainly reached the top now, but now I've seen you climb even higher, going to new areas, more responsibilities, and different industries.
Yes, definitely.
So a few questions that are going to be really hard for you to answer, I think, but how many different factories have you had experience working in? I mean, the total number of different sites where you have been in there working with machines, responsible for output, teams, anything like that. Do you have any idea? How could you estimate? Could you give an estimate of that?
Um, if I recall from say maybe 2002 where I started is want to, if I think when I did my apprenticeship, power stations from engineering companies, I'll say approximately about 7. If I just climbed the level where I was direct involved in the manufacturing and learning processes and developing processes, I think it's about 7 years.
Okay, so about 7. And in those 7, you've been with many different industries. There's FMCG with bottling, there's heavier industries where there's heavier machines involved with mixing and all sorts of different processes, pumps and mines. You've just connected so many different industries up. Could you give an example of, from the top of your head, the different industries that you've worked in, light and heavy? Um, where have you served? The kitchens? I mean, you had this marble for the kitchens. There's a big list there. I guess if you could estimate
Yes.
the different kinds of industries that you worked in, that could be an interesting item as well.
If I can just recall in the back of my head, when I start like in the power station industry, that was electricity generating. Then I work in the food industry like Kenya. Then I work in the engineering industry, manufacturing industry, and then I get more agricultural, where my involvement was with the mines and things. That was at Unique Engineering. We was exposed there. Then I was in the military. Where we work with the Dell and Grinnell and Kentron, where we develop some high-tech equipment. So that was fine technical data things, electronic kind of development and manufacturing as well. And then I get into the field where we do the granites as well, stone industry, and then I will say food industry as well, where by Parmalat, where we was physically on the floor in the production where they produce food on lines. That's a different area. And then Mawele Metal Works, where I did the boiler making, oversee the processes there. So that was boiler making, steel fabrication, and then here at Portland Ready Mix, basic the final one now. That's work. It is as how can I say industry. I get exposed now with different plants. It's not physically production, but it is, I will say, most highly maintenance and on the field also as well. I serve now at this moment 4 different plants.
4 different plants at this moment.
At this moment.
All right. You've got a great background, Andres. Now, I believe you are hands-on. You've mentioned that many times. You've got many photos of your hands-on skills and what you're doing hands-on. So this is involving the different equipment processes that would be from the point of commissioning, installations, right through to maintenance and maintenance program. What is it called? Maintenance schedules. Is that right?
Correct.
So you have been known to come in and do things hands-on by yourself, or train other people, yes, or manage a team.
That's correct.
Yeah, and you're also the person who does the output responsibility reports related to that and plans related to increasing output or efficiencies or whatever it is, uptime, things like that.
At this moment, I can be honest, you're here at Portland Ready Mix. I will say that's a 50% now at this moment, but I know in the future that there's talks That's going to be more my responsibility as well. But at this moment, I'm fully at preventative maintenance, and I'm also supporting the teams and help to train younger people there.
Yes, okay. Is there any machine in the factory that you can't install, commission, repair, and train people on? Because if I ask you which machines can you do it, we're going to be here all day. But I go the other side. Which can you not do?
I will basically give you an honest question. Answer is the machines that I don't have a license for. So it's like your rigging cranes. I work with the guys, but I'm not allowed to use them in full force. So yeah, no.
Okay.
Only where there's licenses involved, no. Yes.
Okay, I see. Andries, it's been great to interview you. What I think about you is the kind of person who's ready to come into New Zealand, start anywhere, and even if it's hands-on. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a passion for that, Tate. Really, I have a passion for that. Yes.
And so it doesn't matter the factory, because you've been involved in so many different machines and factories and outputs and management styles. It starts to all blur together, I'm guessing. So it's just like one skill set that applies wherever it needs to apply.
Yes.
So that's on the ground level. Then also moving up, if it comes to the time of a team jumping on, or a new person, or training, or some management required for just getting that team cohesiveness in order to make that maintenance schedule happen, that's also, you can either jump into there from the first step, or you can move to there as required from the hands-on. So either option is open for the employer. Would that be correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct, Dave.
And then also, if the employer would like to have you go to the next level of operations, which would be responsibilities for the whole factory in terms of the operation, which would be the maintenance as well as the output, that's also open for you. Do you think it's better to start a little bit hands-on first, so you learn the machines in your experience, because you've done this many times? Or is it perfectly normal to jump in at the operations level? I honestly don't know the answer to that. What would you say?
Yeah, Tate, just to short and brief, like I said, I always start from the bottom and I work myself up to a certain level. My belief is to learn with the people on the floor, learn the products physically, technically, and then you start working up to a higher upper level.
Okay. Andries, you're a great interview. You've got a great history. You're honest, and you've got everything here documented. This is just the beginning. You've got everything documented. You've got references, you've got companies, big name companies that we all recognize in so many different sectors, from the mines to the soft drinks. It's really everywhere. And you're involved in every aspect of what happens to a factory, whether it's new factory, whether it's refurbished factory, whether it's fixing or installing, commissioning, training, output, from hands-on to, it's just everywhere. Employers watching, ask Andries your questions, figure him out. Don't pass this up. You're going to pass up a really great guy. Don't pass him up. Ask him a question. Spend 10 minutes, ask him the hardest questions first, and then, be surprised, be ready to be surprised, and move into the more detailed questions. Treat him well. He deserves your respect. And Andries, I'm sure you give the respect to all your employers as well.
Thank you so much, Tate. Thank you for your time. Thank you so much. Thank you.